Welcome to the show, everyone. And we're live on Facebook to everybody out there. We have Michael Henderson in the house, so woohoo!
Yay.
Michael, you last time we did a replay with you because you did me a favor. Welcome back to the show today.
It's good to be here.
You got to tell everybody a little bit about yourself, what you do, and why you're so busy right now.
So we work in the Medicare space. I have an agency that works with seniors doing Medicare, and we interpret Medicare. That's what I say, because it does need interpretation. It's a lot of information there. People are very confused. I get calls every day on how confused people are about Medicare. So that's what we do, and we're busy because it's annual enrollment. So from October 15th to December 7th, which is next Monday, is our annual enrollment time. So we've got a few more days left. All the procrastinators we're getting them taken care of, which is okay.
We know you guys are procrastinators.
Hey, well, it was tough this year because there weren't a lot of meetings out with the carriers doing meetings and things, so people didn't know where to get the information. So it's not necessarily that people actively procrastinated, but they just didn't know where to go. And so via your radio show and things like that, we're able to let people know, give us a call. We're here to help them interpret their Medicare.
Here's what I know about Michael. First of all, you are the seniors advocate. You really are. And you are there for your clients. You are very passionate about what you do. And you service the entire Southwest.
Yep.
And this is also something else that I like about you too. You take every phone call. Okay.
I try to, yeah.
You do. And even if you leave a message, he will call you back because he likes to get to know you a little bit, find out where you're located, what your services, how they can service you.
Yeah.
If it isn't him personally, then he has other people that are just as passionate as himself as well.
Yeah, we have over 100 agents spread out over the Southwest, from California to Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and in some other states in the country too, but mostly the Southwest. And all the agents are here to help you interpret Medicare. So yeah, I'm not an expert in some of the plans in other counties, and so I'll get you with an agent that is, which is why I do it this way. Because if you call into a call center, they're
the
just
person that's on the television.
on the television. Which, by the way, last night I saw an ad, and they made it sound like they were going to call Medicare. They were going to call the actual government place,
oh, wow.
But it was a sales place. So anyway, incredible. But so those people are just looking at a computer screen. They don't live here locally. They don't live in your area, so they don't know the plans like your local agent is. So call your local agent. If you have an agent, call them. But if you don't, call us.
Then I'll give you the phone number in just a minute. But I also want to mention something that I think is important for people to understand too. The ads are set up to make you think that you're going to get certain stuff for free,
yeah,
and you may not. And so it's best off to talk to somebody who is local, like Michael. Michael's been doing this for a long time. His phone number direct is 602-541-7656. Toll free is 800-506-8810. Again, he services the entire Southwest. This is a free service to you. I don't know why anyone would, first of all, ask your significant other. Don't. Don't ask your neighbor.
My wife
don't call
this.
No. Well, she's married.
Yeah,
it's different, right? But honestly, I can't understand why anyone wouldn't want to, call someone like you who knows this ins and outs of this whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's you need to speak with somebody. The plans. I was just speaking with a couple, husband and wife, last night. They're retiring from their group insurance, so they're on the same plan now, and they thought they had to do the same thing, be on the same plan on Medicare. But we are able to get you the plan that's right for you. If you're married and your husband and wife, you guys don't have to be on the same plan. You don't have to be on the same plan as your neighbor. You can be on the plan that's right for you, and that's why we interpret Medicare.
Not only can you should be.
You should be on the right plan
because
for you. Yeah.
honestly, here's the thing though, you guys, you have to understand that you are all on different medications. Everybody has a different story, and that's why the best thing to do is have that conversation with Michael. It's a free service, and he is passionate every day is a Medicare day for Michael.
Every day's a Medicare day. We like to help the local community. It's what we do. We do get paid. We get paid by the carriers to pay our bills. People are always asked that question.
Right. How does this work?
We contract with all the carriers, and that's the other thing. We're not trying to sell you one product, but we have all the products that we can represent, or the majority of them, depending on the agent. But we want to fit you in the right plan for you. We're not just representing one carrier or one product, so we don't have to sell you on the idea of that carrier.
Right.
We can listen to your needs and help you with whatever you need.
That phone number again, excuse me, it is 602-541-7656. It's toll-free 800-506-8810. Tapestry Insurance Group.com. What is going on now? You said that it's pretty crazy right now because, of course, of all of the progression.
Last few days. Yeah.
What happens after the 7th? What happens?
Well, so during the year, there's other enrollment periods. Okay, so we're not done with Medicare. We actually do 60% of our enrollments outside of annual enrollment. So the annual enrollment is just for people to change plans from one to another. It's just kind of everybody gets to change plans in a manner of speaking. There's other times during the year that there are election periods available, called special election periods, that people can change plans as well. And that's why I always encourage people, if you have a question, give us a call, because you might qualify for an election period to change plans. You might be in a special circumstance. There's lots and lots of different scenarios out there. We could never go over all the scenarios.
602-541-7656. Leave a message. He will call you back, and he will tell you exactly how he can help you. Again, it's toll free. It's 800-506-8810. Free service to you out there. Please don't try and even ask anybody else or go somewhere else. Talk to Michael. I want to talk also about people today when they could be penalized for certain things, but they also might think by listening, I guess I like my plan, I'm fine with it. What do I need to even talk to anyone for?
Yeah.
No.
If you've got a plan, you might be fine with it, and that's okay. I'm not telling everybody, you've got to do something, but it's not going to cost you anything to get some information. We have, a lot of people that call, and they, after we do the education, they ultimately might decide that they're on a good plan for them. But at least if you get the information, you'll know.
Right.
Information is power.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You arm people with power
Exactly.
by giving them the information that they need to find out. Am I right? And I know for sure, because I know people that are older, right?
Yeah.
Like than me. Because I'm not, I'm not 65 yet, excuse me, but I am telling you now, I know people, I see them and I tell them, please give them a call and talk to him and have this free conversation, because, a lot of people all of a sudden will have that question. It's like at the last minute right now. I'm sure a lot of people right now are saying, maybe I should definitely do something or find out.
Well, we've even had people that have called these ads on TV, these contact centers. I even had a lady that called Medicare on Monday, and then she got more confused from the service person at Medicare. And I'm not saying that Medicare is bad to call. They really work hard for people. But they are sitting in front of a computer screen as well. They don't know the local market. So the person said, you have this many plans available and blah, blah, blah. It didn't help her. And our idea is to help them.
And it's not just to help, because you also they become family to you. And this I know for a fact. I've heard stories of the different people that you work with that, here's the thing. When you are on a medication and your medication is costing you X, Y, and Z, he might have a plan that can cover that, right?
Yeah, and plans change every year. The formularies for those medications change. That's a great point. They change or can change every year. We've had people on a certain plan that was great for them. I had a lady, I changed her plan. She's been a client of mine forever. And she's on the same medication, but this year there was a plan that saved her like $20 a month.
How do you know until you give that call? And just, what? This is the thing. You don't know what you don't know. Right?
Yeah.
And that's what this is all about. Make sure that you are covered correctly. Make sure that you are paying what you should be paying, because you might be paying way too much.
You may be paying too much, or there may be a plan that's a little better, so to speak, quote unquote. I mean, there's not a bad plan, but you can get better coverage just by looking.
That number to call him is 602-541-7656. Toll free, it's 800-506-8810. He services the entire Southwest. I know that it's coming down to the enrollment period. We do know that a lot of people do procrastinate.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people have some questions too about COVID and all
Yeah.
that. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to talk further. Check him out on his website. It's tapestryinsuranceGroup.com. Woohoo! So we're going to keep on talking
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Let me get a
Sometimes
drink
you've
of
had
water
some...
to talk.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about some of the things that, like, if you had stories. You had stories sometimes. We haven't had one in a while. Do you have anything that's gone on this year that's been sort of a different...
Well, it's been a lot of changes with people's plans that, like we were just saying, a lady that's been with me forever. I had a gentleman I talked to last night that, it was last night. All the days are blending in. But,
I can see your eyes are...
But, talked to him last night, and they've been clients for 5, 6, 7 years, and they've just had a big life change this year, him and his wife, and so they are needing different plans this year, and they've been on the same plan, believe it or not, for the last, like I said, 5 or 6, 7 years, but because of this life change, one of them is going to need to change plans for next year.
Let me ask you something with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had any issues where people have a lot of questions concerning the COVID part of things?
Well, sure. COVID is a big thing because people are worried about what happens if they get COVID, how much is it going to cost me, and things like that. And some of the carriers are waiving copays or waiving costs if it's COVID related. Not just for the everyday person, but if it's COVID related, they're waiving the copays and stuff because they want to make sure that they're giving the best possible care. They don't want money to get in the way of that. So yeah, there's some.
Are there any new plans that they should know about?
There are new plans in Maricopa County, actually in lots of counties, but and I can't go over them on the radio,
okay.
but yeah, there are new plans available. There's plans that have changed every year. Yeah, and it's pretty incredible. We have like 57 plans for Medicare Advantage, like 38 or 40 prescription drug plans. Who knows? Lots of different supplements because of the carriers. There's so much stuff, and that's why people are confused.
I'm going to also tell a story of something that I don't know what the outcome of it was or whatever, but saving money on copay.
Mm-hmm.
It was somebody that was asking about copays,
Oh, okay.
right? I think it was my ex-husband
Oh, yeah?
that was telling me that. And he was talking to somebody and he said that they might be able to help you call the
Like the state or something, or
Yeah.
help with copays?
yeah, where
Yeah.
he didn't have to pay as much money. It was
Yeah.
the same
Income related.
deductible, but is less money,
Oh.
something like that.
Yeah, different plans are going to have different
Maybe that's what it
copays.
is.
Yeah.
So welcome back, everyone.
We're back.
We are talking with Michael Henderson, and he's the owner of Tapestry Insurance Group. And he loves to say, woohoo!
Woohoo!
And we've been saying that now for the last few years.
Oh my
and
gosh,
you have helped people so many times, with this Medicare situation. Obviously, right now, it's hugely busy, but any day is a Medicare day.
Yep.
But also, I was talking to you at the break about certain things. What you don't know is that, for instance, I don't remember if it was my ex-husband or whoever was talking about the different plans might be able to help you save money when it could be, okay, maybe it's $50 here or there.
Yeah.
But for him, he was like really excited about saving money, even though maybe at the long run, the same, I think it was the deductible might have stayed the same, but for him on a monthly basis, he wanted to save money.
Yeah. So there's lots of plans available. I mean, so, there's supplement plans, Medicare supplements, and there's Medicare Advantage plans, there's prescription drug plans, and there's a lot of all of them, as I was saying on the break. But, in the last couple of years, the Advantage plans that have PPO networks, they have really become more popular. And people that are paying high premiums on a Medicare supplement may be able to save money going to an Advantage plan, for instance, go to a PPO that gives them more range of doctors than
I would think you'd be flooded with calls just for that only.
It's a lot of stuff. I've talked to people that are paying $200-$300 for a supplement. Now, some of them stay there because a supplement is a type of plan that is good for some people. But when we talk about the newer types of Advantage plans that are out there and how the prices have come down, some of the Advantage plans don't even have a monthly premium, or they might have a small $25 premium or something like that. But you get good quality care. You have, in Maricopa County, we have lots of doctors, very comprehensive doctor networks. So there's a lot of stuff out there for people to evaluate. And until you talk with somebody, you don't know.
But don't just call somebody in I shouldn't say it that way, just on television.
Yeah, talk to somebody local.
Local that knows the area, get to know you as a person, get to not just understand your needs and you as your story as well.
Well, it's going to be here for you. I had a client that, so one of the plans changed last year, and she didn't know that I took care of so many different plans. So she called the carrier directly of the plan she wanted to go on to and enrolled in it. And it's a good plan for her. There's nothing wrong with it. But what she found out by doing that was that there was nobody there for that just those general customer service type questions. I mean, of course, in billing, she could always call them, but just the local questions that she knew. And she called me this year and she says, I don't care. I want to get off this plan. I want to come back to you. And we've spent many times different talking and things, but ultimately, she says, I'm just tired of calling the carrier every time. I want to talk to a real person. I don't want to wait on hold and things like that. It's that type of thing that we also bring to you. We're not just here to sign the paperwork. We're here for the long haul. And so, yeah, she came back to me this year from the other plan. And we got her on another good plan.
I have a question that you brought up to my mind now. Let's say somebody did change their plan and they're listening and they're thinking, gosh, I didn't know about what you might have said about something, and they want to change it. Is it once they made that plan, is that it?
No, it's the last application in till the end of AEP.
So you got a little time. I wanted to get that.
And there's other election periods, like I say. Even if you hear this show on, from a friend
Christmas.
Or something, on Christmas Day or whatever, call, because there's other election periods you may qualify for based on your circumstances or things like that. There's lots of stuff out there.
Right, just because it's just happens to be enrollment period doesn't mean because every day
is a Medicare day.
Because it just sort of depends. But right now is your time. A lot of people who are on Medicare are even going on Medicare. I think a lot of people think it's free.
Yep.
And they don't realize that it's not necessarily so.
Yeah. On Wednesday, I talked with a husband and wife couple. They're retiring and aging into Medicare. She ages in the first part of the year. He ages in a few months later. They're not even, we couldn't even do any paperwork. But I spent 2 hours sitting talking with them because they wanted the information. They wanted to just kind of get their ducks in a row before they went on to Medicare. And so we went over, all the scenarios and what they could do. And then they have time to think about it. So even if you're thinking about retiring or things like that, give a call, because we're not just, trying to sign the paperwork and get it done. We spend the time, and hopefully when they decide, they'll come back and talk to me, because we spent so much time, going over plans. But that's what we do. We just we interpret Medicare.
You're here to educate and to help people navigate them, obviously, through this maze that's going on here. Now, their website is, his website, I should say, is tapestryinsurancegroup.com. This is a free service, so it just makes sense to make the call and talk to somebody local right here. He services the entire Southwest, and Michael will get to know you personally, and then if you need it in a certain area, he will guide you to the right person for you who is just as passionate about Medicare as he is. That number to call him is here local 602-541-7656, and then toll free it's 800-506-8810. For you, when you're working with people, what do you find is the number one question that you get?
Well, the number one question is, what is Medicare?
What do I do?
Which is a big, broad question, right? Because there's Medicare Part A and B, which is what you get from the government. And like you said, some people think, oh, once I get the Medicare A and B, I'm done, I'm good. But they don't realize they don't have prescription drug coverage. They might be stuck with paying 20% plus the deductibles. There's a lot of things that Medicare
and that's
cover.
where you come in,
Yeah.
where you can help them get plans that will cover those areas and make sure that they're not, paying less or what have you.
Yeah. A little tidbit for you. Do you know that Medicare itself, just straight Medicare from the government, doesn't give you an annual physical?
Really?
Yeah, most insurances want to keep you healthy, so they give you an annual physical, right? Medicare doesn't. So we also talk about the things that you can get onto that will try to keep you healthy. Some of the plans that will try to keep you healthy, in addition to Medicare. So yeah.
Well, you know what? There's only so much the government's going to do,
right?
And keeping you healthy doesn't seem to be one of them right now.
May not be the one, but it's little things like that. It's not considered a quote unquote Medicare approved expense to get an annual physical. So if you're on Medicare, only Medicare, by the way, and just on straight Medicare, and you go to your doctor and get a physical, you'll pay the bill, the whole bill. Whereas we can get you on a plan that gives you an annual physical, things like that. So it's just little tidbits that people don't understand. That's why we interpret Medicare.
Now, I wanted to ask you before we go to break, because COVID is so big, and I think I might have asked you during the break, what is going on COVID-wise for people, obviously how you're working with them, but more than anything, people might have a lot of questions about if they had it or whatever, what goes on with my Medicare, right?
Yeah. So first of all, as far as taking care of people during this time of COVID, we're being very careful. Our agents are wearing masks if they do need an in-person appointment, but we have the ability to do everything over the phone or even with a virtual presentation. We are, if need to be meet in person, we're trying to meet outside, and things like that. As far as COVID with the carriers are addressing it as well. Some of the plans, they don't want you to feel like you can't get service because the cost is a hurdle. So some plans, if you come down with COVID, if you're diagnosed with COVID, they will waive the copays, the costs for COVID related stuff. So carriers are really addressing this as well.
I'll tell you something, guys. Every day's a Medicare day, and right now, woohoo!
Especially today.
Right now, especially till the December 7th?
December 7th, Monday.
It's open enrollment period, and you have some chances where you can change some things, and it's your last what do you call it? The
last plan in. So if you did a plan and you want to change back or whatever, or you don't know, give us a call. If you called a contact center, give us a call.
That number, 602-541-7656, toll free, 800-506-8810. There isn't anybody more fun and more passionate about Medicare, about what he does and how he services his clients. It's a free service to you. Give him a call, 602-541-7656. Woohoo!
Thanks, guys.